I started playing volleyball basically as soon as I could walk. My whole family is volleyball family. My dad coaches.
Every time I think about volleyball, I think about my mom. She taught me volleyball, and that's just the huge reason why I love volleyball.
My parents are always there. They've come out to some of the far games like Windsor, so it was really cool to see. I always see them in the stands. My mom's wearing her shirt.
So they just love being around it and love seeing how both me and my brother have grown throughout our lives and throughout our time while playing volleyball.
My dad, and when he found out there's a TV series, he was like, oh my God, I'm watching every episode, he's so into it. And my parents don't really speak English. They were sending me questions, they're like, what are they saying, what does that mean? And I was like, I'll translate for you.
My parents come to every Brock game, and I'd say my dad's my biggest supporter when it comes to volleyball.
My family, they come to a lot of the games. They wave the Filipino flag sometimes, and I know my mom, she bangs the cowbell. She actually broke her cowbell, I think.
My parents are, oh God. My parents are great. I'm very grateful for them. They've done pretty much everything for me to be able to play at this level. They've sacrificed a lot. In the high school, my dad would drive 2 hours, 3 times a week for me to get to practice, which was really awesome.
They're my biggest supporter, especially my mom. She's always been there for me since I was a little kid and would drive me to all my tournaments and practices.
So my mom, my stepdad, and of course my dad, those 3 people are my biggest supporters.
My mom was it was such a great emotion seeing you play, knowing you're in another country and everything's new.
I think it's just really nice to know that I have people in my life that really care about me to come watch my games and support me. It's something that I really love and I'm not going to take for granted ever.
I'm the only person in the family who ever got to play volleyball or any sport at a post-secondary level. You know, we grew up in Thailand, and sports aren't really big in Asian households usually. My grandma doesn't care. She couldn't care less. She's like, what's your job? What are you working? How much are you making? And I'm like, I'm just playing volleyball and having fun. But yeah, my mom is #1 supporter for sure. Yeah.
Good evening and welcome to the OUA Championships here on OUA TV. Today in front of you is the Battle of the Quigley Cup by 2 of the OUA's strongest teams, and the #2 in the country, Brocktv, and OUA 3 seed McMaster Marauders.
We knew it was going to be a dogfight, and then McMaster just came out firing. So they were obviously going to be gunning for us, especially since we'd won it 2 years in the past.
Set #1, McMaster Marauders.
I feel we do start a little slower. We were battling back and forth, and then they just kind of took it away.
I think the first time what happened is maybe we made a few too many errors.
With every game, we were kind of starting slow, but then we would ramp it up.
We were all just kind of okay, we knew it was going to be a battle. That's 1 set down, no worries, let's go to the next one.
Okay, we've gone down before, we're used to going down, we can just come back.
And then we started to get into our groove in the second set and started to establish our middle a little bit more.
We just started to pass better, and then I was just setting better, and then our hitters were just crushing balls.
Attacking is Sundera. This time she is blocked. Shut down by our opponent and Norm. And the Mariners take set #2. We are tied at 1.
All the girls were feeling more confident, comfortable in the game, so everyone's level kind of just went up a notch.
Set #3 about to begin. We are in for a tight one. And set #3 starts out with an Emily Faust tip that results in a Brocktv point.
think after the second and third set, we just gained a little bit more confidence. The fourth, like we weren't losing that game. We were all like very hyped about it.
And we were like, you know what? We're gonna actually do this, and we're gonna do it in 4, and we're gonna get the job done. We're not gonna give them another chance back in. So we just kept on going, and we got our confidence, and we were like, okay, this is happening.
Yeah, when we started that fourth set, I think we kind of looked at each other and we kind of were like, this is it. Like, this is where it happens. We've worked so hard to be here, and we know we have what it takes.
Welcome back to Bob Davis Gymnasium. And the cup is in the building because we are on match point as Brock leads 2-1.
10 points, and we're champions again. We were just like, let's just keep going. And then it was 9 points, and we kept saying, okay, let's just get the next one. Let's just get the next one, and just focusing on 1 point at a time, string those 1 points together.
I was not ready to celebrate, I don't care what the score was, until we got that 15th point.
Once the end of the last set came, we were kind of just like, oh my gosh, this is it.
Slammed down, but blocked by Roar. And it's a point! They've done it for the 3rd year in a row! The Batters have won the Quigley Cup!
What a win! What a game from the Brock Badgers! I mean, talk about perfection. Talk about legacy and putting yourself up. Legendary status.
It felt like we had proved to everyone that we still are at the top, and that no matter what happens, who comes, who goes, we can still keep performing. And it was like amazing just to be like, yes, we did it again.
I was super happy. I mean winning the OUA is great. To do it 3 times in a row is fantastic.
It just proves that like we just have such a wonderful team. We have a great group of girls on the court, a great group of girls off the court, and winning with a group like that, I think, just means something really special.
It was really happy and exciting for myself, especially because I was like, oh, this is like my last game in Bob Davis. So I was just really taking it in and excited for everyone and the team, and just excited and happy that we accomplished what we said we were going to do at the beginning of the season.
I always love a Quigley Cup. I love my 3rd hat. I should have brought them today. Yeah, it was pretty awesome because I got to see like my cousins and a bunch of like young volleyball players that I coach in the community, which was pretty cool. And like, so I got to take the time and like just like embrace the moment, which is cool.
I think leading up to the game, we were ready. In the team room, we were fired up. Leading up to that game, we knew we needed to execute, and I think we were ready. We were ready to play our game.
It is the number 3 Brock Badgers, the Ontario champions, versus the number 6 Acadia Axe Women. It is a point and a set for the Acadia Axe Women.
They came out like pretty strong in the first 2 sets. They played probably some of the best volleyball I've seen them play.
Acadia Axe Women have taken a 2-0 lead.
We just have to change our mentality and fight or flight. Just give it our all. Then the next 2 sets we were just pushing. We're like, okay, let's get 5, let's get 10, getting back in our rhythm, just trying to work point by point.
They win set number 3 convincingly, 25-15.
Let's get it.
We were able to just turn it on. There's just a fire in us that kind of gets angry when we lose, and we're like, hey, this can't be it. There's just a second wave of intensity and hunger from the girls to want to just push and give it their all.
May Evans blocked, and Brock has taken the 4th.
We turned Badger Volleyball on. We knew we were here to compete. We knew we had to, because one more set and Acadia kind of had the match, so we kept pushing and we kept fighting. And again, in those pressure moments, sometimes we perform our best.
They would go on a few point runs, and then we would go on 2-point runs or 1 point, and then they would get the ball back. So then it just didn't seem like it was going our way, and it was hard for us to get the confidence and to get back to playing our volleyball.
Back it goes! The X-Women are going to the semifinals!
It was very close, and then we got to the 5th, and then they got 1 game point and they were able to take it. So
Acadia came out and played great, and I don't think we were ready for that. I think we got tight, and we just weren't playing our best. And you're not going to beat a good team at nationals like that if you're not playing your best. I mean, it was still pretty close. We lost by 3 points. It went 5, but again, that slow start hurt us. And then this one we couldn't battle back from.
And the McMaster Marauders take it in 3, and they're going to the 5th place game.
You had people who that was their last match, right? And it was tough for them. It's tough for me to think about them leaving when, they've been here pretty much the whole time with me.
It's really difficult seeing athletes and friends and your sisters that I've played alongside Sarah and Aaliyah my entire career. Sarah's a year older, Aaliyah came in with me. So it's really nice just to recognize everything they've done for us. We also recognize our trainers, we recognize Brock Sports Medicine and our sports performance athletes who also play a big role in our team and shaping our cultures.
I think it's an important piece of the legacy that those athletes are leaving to be recognized.
Yeah, Aaliyah's just a wonderful person. She cares so much about everybody. She pushes herself, she pushes everyone else in practice, and she sets a really good example of what a high-performance athlete is.
It's been great to see her, just flourish, getting the digs she does. And there was just times this year I remember watching, how is she keeping us in system on that ball, I really think that she's a great example for the liberos behind her.
Yeah, Aaliyah's just been a wonderful person and a big part of shaping my experience at Brock, and I know she's done that for everyone else as well.
Sarah Rohr is a really big role model for me. Obviously, we are both setters, and so it's been really inspiring and really motivating to have her at my time here for the past 2 seasons.
She became a leader maybe even before she was probably ready for it, just because people were willing to follow her.
Sarah is one of the people that helped me the most, and I'm really gonna miss it next year. Not having her on the court is gonna be hard.
Something wrong with the day, you go to Sarah. You want to laugh, you go to Sarah. You need a good cry, you go to Sarah. Sarah's been my person for a really long time, and I've been so lucky. I've been so much better for it.
She's always supportive. She's never reluctant to share anything. For example, this polo I'm wearing, this is hers, and I asked her if I could borrow it. She's probably lent this to 7 people on the team. But it's just the little things like that she's always willing to contribute to the team in any way she can.
Tonight, she has passed Allie's flag to become the program leader in the state with over 2,475. Let's hear it for number 4, Sarah Rohr.
I think the team really looks up to those 2 athletes, right? Because they've accomplished so much. They've been a steady part of what we've done here.
I think the legacy they're leaving behind is that hard work doesn't go unnoticed.
Her and Aaliyah have been such huge parts of shaping Brock Volleyball into what it is.
Last question. What's next?
Hopefully I land a contract to play overseas. Not sure where that will be. Yeah, hopefully in the Philippines I get to play professionally. I have a lot of family there, and the sport's pretty big in the Filipino culture. Hopefully I'll be able to land something there.
I knew you guys were gonna ask this, and I was in the interview in the past, I had an answer, but right now all I'm gonna say is that I'm not done playing volleyball, and that's that.
Yeah, so we're losing 2, we're bringing in 5. So it's gonna be crowded in our gym. We're gonna have 21 athletes. We should still be a strong program. I think we've got a lot left to prove.
The first year we won OUAs, he said next year it's going to be 10 times harder, and then last year he said it's going to be 20 times harder, and this year it's going to be 30 times harder. It's not going to get any easier.
McKenna's going to be huge, I think. I think she's going to naturally fall into that setting role. Sadie's going to be huge. I mean, basically, she was playing her best volleyball at the end of the season this year, which is great. So she needs to continue to improve, get stronger, but really her leadership presence is key. Aaliyah's leaving. We've got Bella, who's been here, who's been learning, who's been getting better. We have Bree, who's super hungry, and I think Eve's probably got an advantage in serve receive when she's on her game. Our goal is to continue to get better.
The goal is that we're tighter as a team, our culture is better.
We really need to just hone in on our training and realize that like next year is going to be a lot more difficult than this year. But I feel like we're up for the challenge and excited for it. So
obviously, everyone wants to win, but I think that the goal for me is when athletes leave this program, they have fond memories of it, they speak highly of it. Yeah, we'd love to get to nationals and win some games and leave with some hardware to continue to be, in the conversation to win the OUA every year. Like those are what are the goals that the standards that we're gonna set for every year. But really, I think we're creating a good experience and a good culture so that any parent would be happy to send their kids to this program. And then people looking back will come back and support the program. We got better as a group. I saw some individual improvement in some of our rookies and some of our second years. And everybody improved, so we're headed in the right direction. It's easy to be upset because we didn't win the first game at Nationals, which is something we haven't done in the past 3 years. And that's something for, the first thing I did is take responsibility for that, because if we're not prepared for that game, it's on the coach. The reality is, we won most of our games this year. We only lost 4 matches, we won 20. We can't hang our head on what we didn't do. We need to really focus on what we did do this year, and we did a lot of really good things.